Your source for everything paranormal. Para X. The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host and their guests do not necessarily reflect those of Para X, its affiliates, or its sponsors.
Supernatural. Magic. Ghosts. UFOs. Bigfoot. Extraterrestrial. Psychic energy.
And good evening, everyone. It's another Wednesday night in the beautiful, beautiful New Brighton, Minnesota studio, my apartment. And let's see now, Kimberly Juarez. What's happening over there?
Hola, everyone. Did you like those thunderstorms today? They were amazing.
I was in a couple of them times that they hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the big one came in, and I was just happened to sit down, just looked outside. I thought, oh, the sun's trying to peek through. Looked down for a moment, looked back up, and it was like, boom. It was just crazy. Something fierce.
Super dark, super dark. And it was kind of chilly, and now it's kind of humid now, so.
Oh, I don't know. I never open my doors or shades that much. So I'm not for sure. Willow.
Hey, Jerry, how are you?
Good. Yourself?
I'm great.
Weather there in New Orleans?
Well, in New Orleans.
New Orleans.
It's actually been raining off and on. We've been having some storms. So moved my car to higher ground. We had flood warnings. So all that fun stuff. Hurricane season.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's going to be coming through. All right, so tonight we have the Old Ghost Patrol on with us, and we have Craig Buffington. How you doing, Craig?
I'm doing good tonight. Thank you, Jerry.
Excellent. And then we got the senior member of the Old Ghost Patrol, Peter Scardilli. How you doing?
Scardilli, thank you. Very
you're
well.
Welcome. Yeah, that's good. It's funny. I mean, your name, his name, Kimberly's name, last name, no problem. I tried to say my co-host's name, Le Marchand. There, I said it right.
Yay!
Right. Little applause from the crowd. Well, that was good. So, guys, what's it like in New Jersey?
Well, we had a storm come through today, but other than that, it's been hot and humid.
Hot and humid, yeah.
Yep.
Yuck-ish.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys get a lot? Like, Peter, do you guys get a lot when the hurricanes come up and through there? I mean, are you guys hit pretty good?
Isaiah Zayas, is that how you pronounce it? Came through very rapidly and caused a lot of damage around our area. A lot of trees down and things. Other than that, we usually get westerly storms coming through in the summertime, especially.
So do you guys get tons of snow in the wintertime?
No, we don't get much snow at all, unfortunately. I love the snow. We don't get enough of it.
It always seemed like we had tons of snow when we were kids, but now that we're adults, we can't enjoy it anymore.
Right.
That's definitely the truth. I'm from Bemidji, Minnesota, and we used to get, there it snowed, nothing like this crap around here, but I'm still sick of it. I can't stand it anymore. And
we'll make sure we send you guys some.
Oh yeah.
All right. We'll take it.
It might be in liquid form by the time you guys get it, but,
right?
It's just the way it is. Okay,
right.
So when it comes to investigating, are you guys mostly houses or businesses? Let's go to you first, Craig.
Well, we'll go to anybody that has an issue or anything that's going on. I mean, we don't discriminate on where we're going. We do a lot of historical places. We've done some residential. There's stuff going on everywhere. So wherever it is, we're there.
Awesome. Peter, what's your favorite ones to go after?
We usually look for places that have a lot of activity, historical activity is what we like to do. So we've been in New Jersey. There's several places that we've been to, historical monument type things. The place up in Lumberton. Craig, you remember the name of that one? I forget the name of that one.
Yeah, White Hill Mansion.
Active.
White Hill Mansion is what you're talking about.
White Hill Mansion was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
And we like to go to Fort Mifflin in Philadelphia. Is very active.
Yes, I'll be there Saturday night.
Oh, you guys got a big one Saturday night?
Just me. Pete's not going. I'll be there though.
Yeah, I'm social distancing right now. As the senior member, I'm social distancing.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well,
On my team, we've been doing that for a very, very long time. You know, we'll go out and do some things that are outside. Like we have one tomorrow, which is 4 hours away that we're driving to, and most of it's going to be outside. A little bit inside, masks, gloves, that type of thing. So that'll be pretty good on that. I'm very excited, very excited. So Kimberly, what you got?
Well, then I noticed, how long have you guys, so what I was reading that you guys were like together doing like something about Boy Scouting, and then that's what got you into it? Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pete, tell the story. You're better at that than I am.
Okay, so our sons went through school together and joined scouting. Craig and I became friends as parents, and Craig went on to be a scout leader. So as they got into Boy Scouts, as they got older, one of the trips that we took was to Fort Mifflin. So the boys would camp out in Fort Mifflin. At that time, all the dads that were and leaders were called the Old Goat Patrol.
Okay.
All the boys had their different names for their patrols. Mm-hmm. So as older people, we were the Old Goat Patrol. Anyway, at Fort Mifflin, we had some activity. Well, they gave us a ghost tour. The person gave us a ghost tour.
Uh-huh.
And that night, the father said, well, let's go around and check it out.
Right.
So we didn't have any equipment. We had not, we weren't even interested. But Ghost Hunters was only on the first or second or third season.
Uh-huh.
And so we were all interested. Everybody had an interest. It was a 2-night event. So the second night, the scoutmaster said, I hear knocking on the wall, because we each slept in our own areas. Mm-hmm. And the next day he went to the lead scout boy and said, why were you knocking on the wall last night? And the scout boy said, I thought you were knocking on the scout door. So that got us even more interested. Ghost Hunters went there. They had a season opener there where they had like an hour show just on Fort Mifflin.
Uh-huh.
The guy who was the caretaker there told us that the reveal at the end is only like 5 minutes long. He said they gave him a 1-hour reveal.
Wow.
So they were there for almost 3 days. They said, the Ghost Hunters, Ghost Hunters. So anyway, that got us even more excited. So the next time we went, we had recorders and cameras, and we were really going it up. And then Craig, our other friend, Pete, another Pete Jalone, and Craig, Charlie's no longer with us, unfortunately. But not past. He's just not part of our group anymore.
Right.
But we decided to form a little group, and we called ourselves the Old Ghost Patrol.
Nice. Nice.
Excellent.
Go ahead.
So I have a question. So since you started with your kids, are they now interested in what you do? Do you take them out with you once in a while?
Well, my middle son, Adam, he was a little interested, was in a junior group for a while, but didn't really last. My youngest son, Josh, he actually shows a little bit of interest in it, but he's getting ready about the time I'll be taking him out. I'll be taking him out soon.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right,
my son doesn't have any interest in it at all. Now,
I was wondering because you were sitting there shaking your head. I thought, uh-oh, something happened.
not following in my footsteps.
Gotcha. Now, when you guys were younger and everything else, did you guys believe in such things as ghosts? Or was it something you never even thought about until you actually started seeing the shows? Because I know that SIM, my team, Supernatural Investigators of Minnesota, we actually, that's what kind of started us, watching the shows. And then one day we're like, I wonder if there really is something out there. And we wanted to know just for ourselves. But then after, on our first time, wow, we had Class A EVP, a photo, and it was like, there's just no other thing about it, that this stuff is actually real, And so as a team, but when I was a kid, I was around it and I hated it. I just hated it, Yes, I'm a mama's boy. Okay.
Well, I could tell you, when I was younger, I never really thought about it. My mother said she had some things going on, and as boys, we just laughed at her, and it was never really talked about after that. But going back as an adult, thinking about some of the things that even happened to me, it's like, wow, how about that? It surprised me. There's been times we were in bed at night, sleeping, and I would hear it would sound like a radio or conversations going on. I thought it was my parents. As an adult, I mentioned that to my parents, and they thought it was me playing the radio or something. So there was something going on in the house, and we just all brushed it off. So it's interesting.
Wow, that's awesome. That's great. Now, everybody, what we're going to do is, we're going to do EVPs in the second half of the show. But there is something you guys got to see. And we have a video here from the Ghost Patrol that they sent me to take a look at, and I asked for their permission to be able to put it on the calling, and then I'm going to share it with all of you guys so you guys can take a look at it. It is one of the best, I guess you could call it, apparition that I have ever seen in my entire life. And there's just no there's no faking it or anything like that. I'm actually stringing along the time because my computer's been really slow here. So, Kimberly, you go ahead, and while I'm trying to find it, I'll interrupt you, Kimberly, when I have it.
Okay. So when I was looking at that, you guys, and wait, hold on. I think there was some pictures that you guys were sharing at that time, too. Were those the pictures from that same, like those last pictures that you put up? Is that the same area or the same place that you guys were doing this particular investigation? So I have to admit that when I first saw that video, all I can pay attention is what the movement was. I wasn't even paying attention to what you guys were doing at this point. So it was an amazing piece of footage. Did you guys see anything? Did you notice anything that made you guys say, hey, look what's going on?
No, not at all. We did not catch that till we reviewed all the tapes the next couple of days. That's when we found it.
Do you want us to set it up for you, what was going on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is our local library in our town of Atco. Mm-hmm. And we always try to get a name if we can. So in this library, and even our boys had gone through it, was a reading program for children. Okay. And in the upstairs of the library. And through the librarians that stayed with us that night, we found out that two of the children that had attended that had passed away. Not necessarily, they had passed away at different times at their homes, right, but they had attended the book reading, the story. Mm-hmm. So what we were attempting to do is, I was sitting there, I had just finished a Dr. Seuss book I was reading out loud, mm-hmm, and the girl in front was
Amanda.
Amanda was sitting there. She had a box of Legos, and she was getting ready to start putting Legos out. So, and Craig was off to the right. He had his SLS camera, and he was taking pictures and had different things. the video comes from his DVR. So we had a 2 or 3 camera setup that night,
Okay.
and we're the only two. So Amanda and I are the only two in the video that you can see. Neither one of us had any inkling of what was going on.
Right.
And we had walked around that bookcase many times, taking pictures. The light that you see up in the left-hand corner is a infrared security camera that I think
Okay.
we tried to cover it because it was flashing into our camera. So we put a cover over top of that.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
then you,
go ahead.
Craig, I'm sorry. In the review, Craig spotted it. We
Mm-hmm.
actually had another librarian watching downstairs. She did not pick it up on
Okay.
the monitor.
Okay. Now, was this an investigation that they were seeing things, or was this something that you guys already knew it had some potential paranormal in it already? This building.
Well, Amanda had approached us, and because they constantly hear knocking, there was books
Mhm.
falling off the shelf.
Uh-huh.
They would leave for the night, lock it all up, and the light would turn on upstairs. So they just
Okay.
wanted to know if something was going on.
Oh,
so we-
okay.
So we
Nice.
we investigated twice, and both nights we had some good activity. But that's the best video we have as far as everything goes.
Willow, do you have a question?
Yeah. So I do see the hand, but
Yep.
I'm questioning her ponytail. Was that actually lifted up, or did it get caught and then she flipped her
whips her
hair?
head, I believe. I think she
Yeah.
whips her head.
Yeah, she was
Because it
just with her head.
almost looks like something picked up her ponytail and dropped it.
No, she wasn't doing anything but moving her head around.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Okay.
looks like she looks over that way and doesn't see anything.
Right.
I gotcha.
She would have reacted if she had seen something.
Right.
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 Yeah, I thought it was really interesting because if you put it up full on your screen, everybody, and take another look at it, because I had it up full on there and I was taking a look, and you could actually, it looks like there is somebody, you could see the outline of whatever it is just kind of,
We had been
in the
talking,
corner.
we had been talking for the 2 children, and
Mm-hmm.
we assumed that it could have been a child because it was that size. That bookcase is not that tall.
Right.
And-
Right.
Half the size of the bookcase, the end bookcase on the side there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's just incredible. I love it. That is excellent job, guys.
To add a little more to the story, after I found the video, a friend of mine is a psychic, and I actually showed her the video without no background, and she said it's the spirit of a child.
I believe it. I really do. I believe it. Yeah.
So.
It's incredible.
So
It's
did you
incredible.
guys catch any like EVP to follow that or in that same area at all?
Well, most of the EVPs we got that night or sounds. There was footsteps. We heard.
Okay.
We were all downstairs, and we got an EVP of things rolling around on the desk.
Mhm.
But the only voice we have, I think, we're saving for a little later.
Okay, awesome. Awesome.
Yep. And now in the chat room, we have people who have watched it. Said saw it on the post earlier. Her hair really moves, but she didn't react. So they kind of think it was in the hair. But after seeing it, and we all describing it, like Steffi, she says, "Wow!" And Karen, so cool. You can even see a foot and the body, and even head peeking around.
Yeah,
and you
that's what I
actually
saw.
can. Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
Kind of
And
like a
it's
hand
like
is
an
reaching,
outline,
and the
like-
head is
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah.
Exactly. Steph says it looks like somebody's looking at books in the case. And it
Mhm.
really does. So that is fantastic, you guys. That is really good. Somebody's asking, what is the white dot above her head? That's what we think is the hand
Right.
that's
Right.
coming there. You got to look beyond the girl. Don't look at the girl. Look beyond
The
the
vertical,
girl at the bookcase.
vertical
Yeah.
not the horizontal.
Right,
The vertical
right.
at the
Yep. Look like you're standing in front of the girl looking there or looking over her shoulder there. That's it's an incredible footage. I mean, how long have you guys been doing it since you got that footage?
Well, this was only, I guess, about 2 years ago now, Pete. And we were doing, yeah, not even. April will be 2 years. So
Gotcha. I love it. I think it's really nice. Someone thinks that it's a lens flare. That's not a lens flare like I've ever seen before, because that's your lighting system is going towards it and it's not moving. Then how is this thing actually moving? A lens flare would have moving light, and then it would, but there's just nothing there. I've looked at it a few times.
And it would be more of a flash. If it was a lens flare or a car going by, it would be more of a flash.
Exactly.
It's
Yep.
not that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job.
yeah, we're in total darkness. The only light is from the infrared, so there's no lens flare there.
Right. So now, you guys, when it comes to this type of stuff, is this? Do you guys go looking for portals and stuff like that, or have you had to deal with stuff like that?
Portal's not really, no. And we're mainly looking for, if we can help people, we'll help them. We did a couple residentials, like I said. A lot of it's more the history and the learning, getting the education, and finding out what's going on, because there's no experts out there. Everybody's learning with the
Right.
paranormal.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. There's.
I fully agree.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where you guys cover when someone takes a drink here. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, oops.
Take a drink too? I'm sorry.
It's water. It's water. I swear. I swear it's water. No. So okay. No. Just out of curiosity, what's your guys' stand on Ouija boards?
I won't touch it. I won't touch it at all. I got to be honest, though. I got an email from a guy, and his name was Bob something or other, and he had a Bob's board, and he was offering them for free. So I took one. He sent it to me. I've never opened it. It's sitting in the
What is
closet. Bob's board. I read this. Bob's.
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 Bob's board. What's that?
Bob's. It's kind of like his own type of Ouija board.
Ah.
And I read the backstory on it, and I never opened it up. It's sitting in the closet.
I'd burn it.
Burn mark on the
Yeah.
the box. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll be darned. So what do you?
In my opinion, I don't really believe too much in the Ouija board.
Okay.
It could be something with auras or something, with people's hands or something.
Right.
I don't believe it's a portal, personally.
Okay.
Well, to be on the safe side, I'll stay away from it.
Yep.
I'm with you, Craig.
That's right. That's right.
So, Willow, did you have a question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, actually, I was wondering what your opinion is of using the spirit boxes, the different types of boxes that we're using now, because I hear a lot of people call them an electronic Ouija board.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, we have a couple. I have an SB7. I have a spirit box. Used them a couple times, and I don't know how much of it is actually true, how much of it is just actually the radio coming through, and how much actually is a voice or a spirit trying to come through. So they still, I'm very skeptical with them. Very skeptical.
Okay.
I think it's a hit and miss every time, when you use
Oh.
one.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh yeah, I believe that. Yep.
The ones that have the digital dictionary inside that puts up a name or
Oh, yeah.
we don't have that device yet.
Okay.
But that is tricky, because if it answers a question directly, how would it know, unless it had like a Siri brain in it? There's no explanation why. If you said what's your name and it comes up John Booth,
Right.
how would that device know that?
Right.
Italian, I'm talking. Just move my.
Oh. Well, I've actually heard my name, Willow, come through the spirit box just about almost every single time that I've been in an investigation. And it won't even be me that hears it. It'll be somebody that's with me that hears it. They're like, Willow, they just said your name. I said, well, they all know me.
Yeah.
I'm a psychic medium. They know that I can hear them. So, but I find it interesting that my name always comes up.
Interesting.
Interesting. Very interesting.
That's
So,
cute.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
go ahead.
Will, real quick. You're talking with like the SB7 or 11 where it's the radio frequency?
I've used that one, and we've used what was the other one that we used? I used the Necrophonics app too, but somebody had another one. What was it called? EchoBox. They've used EchoBox
okay.
as well. But it's like no matter if it's an SB7, SB11, any of the spirit boxes, that my name seems to always come up.
Hmm.
And unless they're talking about a tree, I don't think it's the radio.
There's no radio station WILL, right?
No, I don't think so.
That's funny. That's good. So now, when it comes to like UFOs, what's your stand on those?
Go ahead, Pete. I'll let you take this one. You love this topic.
Yeah. You know what? I'm always skeptical about stuff until it's proven, right? You want to see it, but there's more and more evidence coming out that is hard to dispute. And when you have pilots who are saying, "I don't know what it is," I'm watching it, I don't know what it is. That's hard to deny. You know, it's not something that's not there. There's something there. So
Right.
I'm leaning towards it.
Well, if you think about it, if we're here, why can't they be there? You
That's
know?
true. That's true. We had a pilot on a while ago. His name is I don't remember his name now. Well, anyway, he was on the show, and he was talking. He's got a small airplane, and he was flying back from West Virginia, just going into Pennsylvania. And he said there was a UFO, which he called out many times. He thought it was a plane coming just directly at him. So he threw on extra lights. They did the same. And as it was getting closer, he was starting to panic. And then it just, boom, shot straight up and was completely gone. So he gave me the dates, the times, everything. As a matter of fact, he gave me a copy of his flight plan and everything else because they got to have that. It was back in the 90s. And so I went and I looked it up with MUFON, and I said, can you guys tell me if anything came out, any kind of witnesses and stuff like that? They said, yes. And then he wanted to know, and I said, I'll tell you on the show. And he's like, no, tell me now. I said, nope, going to tell you on the show. So I waited till the show, and what happened is that there was two people on the West Virginia side that were watching a UFO. And then all of a sudden they see in his plane, and they knew it was a plane. And the UFO split in two. One went down and was trailing him, and the other one was staying perfectly fine. And then it just shot straight up. Well, it turned red, as a matter of fact, on its way up. And the other one followed him for a little bit and then shot straight up too. Now on the Pennsylvania side, there was another guy and girl that were watching it forever. Wow. And they were watching that airplane, and they seen the exact same thing happen. So people did call them in to say, this is what we've seen. But this was called in many years later, you know, and everything. But still, the account was the same at the time and everything else of exactly where he was at. So it was pretty amazing to be able to see something like that. And I've always been a big one on UFOs. But aliens, though, that's the only thing. Is some people say, you know, they see the grays and the greens and the whites or whatever and stuff. And to me, it would make more sense, especially if they're coming from far away, if they were unmanned. You know, we have drones. They could have drones.
Sure.
Right? You know, I mean, it's just all incredible. You know, one day we'll know, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah,
I want to know, damn it.
You did it.
I did it, I swear. Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
He's kicked off the air.
Well,
So,
the latest thing has been the triangular-shaped one. That is now being corroborated by police officers and a lot of witnesses at the same time. So are they military or are they outer space? We don't know.
right. And, you know, it's really cool about it is that already the government has already split up sections of the sky. like this section right here is usually when people see blue lights. This one over here, red lights. This one over here, white light and yellow. So they've got it, sectioned off pretty much. This is their claims. And it's pretty incredible when you've got people that, will say, no, there isn't, or, no such thing of department and all that. But yet, why would they then do that with, the universe on where, which color is from which one? I think it's New Jersey people. Sorry. Kimmy, what's that?
I was going to say, remember, we're from South Jersey.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. All right, guys, we have to go on break. We're going to be back in just 2 minutes. Hold tight.
You are listening to Para X. Ladies Sean and Victoria from Exploring the Paranormal with Geeks Paranormal are at it again with another amazing season full of paranormal celebrity interviews with amazing guests and stories of haunted locations and so much more. You will hear it first on Para X. Tune in Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Central. You will not be disappointed.
Vampires, werewolves, skinwalkers, all of this and more, Sunday nights at midnight on the Staring Into the Abyss radio show. Come, get lost with us.
You've no doubt heard of Tango and Cash, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Perhaps it takes two to tango. Well, now, on the first and third Thursdays of each month, there's a show called Tango and Friends at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Para X Radio Network with your host, Bruce Tango. And yes, there will be at least two to tango on each episode, sometimes even more. There's going to be lots of topics and lots of guests you'll all know and lots of surprises. Tango and Friends every first and third Thursday of the month at 8 p.m. right here on the Para X Radio Network.
And we are back. This is Jerry with the Calling, along with Kimberly Juarez and Willow Lemachant. And we also have Craig Buffington and Peter Scaradili with the old people, ghost guys. Sorry, I knew I was going to blow something. But anyway, so you guys, check it out. You want to listen to the show, you didn't get to hit the first half, go to our website. I wish someone would mute their computer. Go to the website tomorrow. Probably won't be till late, but we will have this show in its entirety put on that, and that is www.thecallingradioshow.com. And then you can also go to YouTube channel, and that's the Calling Radio Show. That'll be on there also at that time. And subscribe. Give a little bing to the little bell there, and it'll let you know when we throw something on there. Okay, also to remember that Para X has all sorts of different shows. They're awesome. You have The Gathering every Tuesday night with Stephanie and Heidi. They have a lot of fun. Geeks Paranormal is right after our show. My gosh, there's just tons of them. So, okay, so let's go back here. Now, there's been a couple questioning us, questions in the chat. And Karen is asking me, how do you know about sectioning, Jerry? It was actually put on a UFO site that had to do with MUFON, and they talked about how the government had put the different sectioning of lights in the universe. And I found it to be extremely cool, actually. And then Cat seems like their craft should be different colors instead of silver, maybe red, green, depending upon different metals they found. Correct. And then also, too, you got to remember is that most of the ones that people see, the lighting is like that, but usually they're silver or they're metal. But when you're coming through the atmosphere, you are going to make different colors. So could that be it? Don't know. And Geeks put up a little story here, mind-blowing story of Russia. I have not had a chance to take a look at it. I will tomorrow, I promise, or later. But anyway, let's get back to the gentleman here. So, okay, guys, so we're going to go off with some of your EVPs that you have. And 1 second here. Let me just get the listing put up here so I can see it. There we go. Okay, so the first one is actually the Batstow Cemetery Growl. Sarge, if you'd play the first one, please.
I thought there was something back over here. I thought there was something back over here.
So now that growl's pretty incredible. Was Pete hungry or something?
Well, I'll tell you the backstory on this. We were in Batstow. There's a cemetery called Pleasant Mill Cemetery. It's very old, late 17, early 1800s. And we were with another group at the time. We were just partnering up and investigating the location. And we go off on our own a couple of times within sight, so, no danger, nothing like that. This one section of the cemetery near the edge of the woods, and there's a stream in the woods. It's very thick, the woods. I felt very uncomfortable, very uneasy. And I left. I went back to the parking lot where everybody was talking and started talking to some of the guys, let them know how I felt. I didn't say where I was at the time. The one member said, "Come here, let me take you someplace where I feel very uncomfortable and easy." And we walked back to the same location where I just was. So you can hear our footsteps in the very beginning. And before that, though, he kept saying as soon as we got there, the battery in his camera was draining. He had just put fresh batteries in, so the battery drained. And he says, "I feel very uncomfortable here." And that's when you hear a couple footsteps, you hear the growl, and that's when you hear my comment. I thought something was going on. So that's pretty much led up to that.
Do you think that you heard it by ear? Is that why you made that comment?
No, actually, I did not hear it by ear. I picked it up after I revealed, the tape later on.
Okay.
Excellent. Good job. Okay, let's see now. So the second one is BC Prison. Are you using your recorder? Let's play that one, Sarge, please.
Do you have your EVP gun?
No, he doesn't. He's nice.
I got mine recording.
Yeah, I got mine. What is your name?
Do you have your EVP gun?
No, he doesn't. He's nice.
I got mine recording.
Yeah, I got mine. What is your name?
That one you can hear pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep, that one's pretty good. Now, where was this at?
That's the Burlington County Prison in Mount Holly, New Jersey. And again, it's a historical location, very, very haunted, probably one of the most haunted places around. And we were with another group again, and we were downstairs in the basement area, and we were doing just a EVP burst session. We do some talking and just play it back and listen. And the conversation was somebody asked whose recorder we were using. And the using his was actually was nobody but the spirit saying that. So that was pretty cool.
Excellent,
Awesome.
Excellent. Okay. Willow, do you have any questions or input on that? Oh, I think Willow died. I mean, not die. It's her computer, I do believe. She's working on that, so we're going to go on to the next one there, guys. Steve actually says, "I believe cemeteries have nothing but bad spirits in them. I would not mess with that." So, what do you guys think about that? Do you think there are bad spirits in there?
I think there could be. I think the spirits, or whatever you are in life, is how you are in death, whether it be good or you're bad.
Yeah, I never get a bad feeling in the cemetery. I always try to go in with calm feelings so that if someone's angry, maybe they'll talk to me, but I'm not aware or feel that anybody is angry or mean or upset or whatever.
I like the ones that have history. Is this something that this particular cemetery that you hear the growl? Did you know that this had a history of that?
Well, I just know it's it's one of the places a lot of people go to train to learn. It's very active, so yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This cemetery is also right in the Pine Barrens. The edge of the Pine Barrens to the back of the church goes way back into the woods, and there is a water source that runs right along the cemetery. So some people say water helps with spirit activity.
Nice.
Gotcha. Okay, let's try the next one here. It's also back in that prison. Do you know what season it is? Sarge, please play that one.
Do you know what season it is? Do you know what season it is?
That's not coming across too good.
Does that say no?
It says fall, doesn't it?
I thought it might be either fall or cold. And we were in we were there February, so it was cold outside. It was very cold outside.
Very cold.
Mm-hmm.
Very cold.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, that one was pretty tough to make out. We'll go to the next one here. This one is much easier. Upstairs police officer. No. So, Sarge, can you please play that one?
Are you an old police officer? Are you an old police officer?
Wow, that didn't come across at all. That's pretty incredible. What is that noise that's going on there? There's a noise, and I think that's stopping it from anybody being able to hear anything. Can't make that one out either. Okay. Let's see now. I think Willow, are you still with us?
Willow's frozen.
Yeah, I think it's her computer. Sarge, can you play that last one more time, please? I'm sorry.
Are you an old police officer?
Yeah, that's just not coming across. I'm sorry, guys.
I was able to hear it because I know what it sounds like, but you really, really have to listen. It didn't come through real good.
Gotcha. Okay.
But what it is, I'll give you the background on that as well. This is also at our local library, and this was downstairs. The library was, before it became the library, was our township municipal building and police station. So Amanda, the librarian there, was actually asking, were you an old police officer? And you could hear some mumbling, and then you hear no, a whisper of no come through.
Gotcha. Willow, any questions?
I'm sorry, Jerry. I'm having some technical difficulties.
Okay. All right. Do you want to just sign off?
Yeah, I'm going to. I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for coming on. I really wished I could stay on, but my tablet's dying on me. So I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Tablet.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Night.
Bye-bye.
I have a question. So have you guys ever felt anybody like touch you, or have you ever experienced like scratching or in any of these places?
Not scratching, but I have been touched. Not this location, but another place we went to. I was actually touched in the bottom of my leg. It's one of those things, when you're investigating, you got to keep your senses open. And I got touched. I looked down, did not see anything, so I didn't think anything of it. 10 seconds later, I'm like, hey, wait a minute. that was something. There was something going on down there. So,
Right.
but yeah, that was the Gabriel Davies Tavern in Blackwood, New Jersey. That down in the cellar there where I was touched.
That was
So
a
how
very
many?
old place.
So Peter? How many cases do you guys think you've done?
30, 40?
Okay.
Actually, Pete, closer to 50. Well, I've gone on a couple without you. So.
Right.
Oh, okay.
He's cheated on me.
I was just going to say that. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so now when you're doing these and everything, do you guys do any kind of protection or anything like that?
I do. I wear a St. Christopher medal, and I say a prayer beforehand, and I do a cleansing prayer afterwards. So I do.
Nice.
Peter?
I just ask whoever that we have been talking to stays put.
Yep.
And don't follow me home. That's basically all I do for protection. I have not, so far I haven't had anything follow me home.
Well, let's hope it doesn't happen.
My wife would
Yeah.
kill me if something followed me home. So
What about you, Craig? Nothing followed you home after you got touched or anything?
Not yet. So far, so good. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah, I've had stuff follow me home, and it's not funny whatsoever, I tell you. Especially once they get into the house, and it's sometimes hard to know that they're there because you're just thinking, things out of the ordinary is happening. You don't think that it's anything that followed you, and then all of a sudden, when all heck breaks loose, it's like, okay, yeah, we had something follow us. Not good.
So what about your guys' spouses? How do they feel about you guys doing this? This to me, at first my husband was like, okay, honey, I don't believe you one bit, So go ahead, Craig, you first.
Most of our conversation is when I come back, did you have a good time? Yep, I did, and that's about it. Doesn't want to hear anything about it, so.
Okay. Love it. You, Peter?
Yeah, my wife, I think she was very skeptical. My wife is a science biology teacher, so she's very science grounded but I think she's come around to it. A lot of the stories that we come home with, and that video is very, very hard to dispute. So
right.
I think she's leaning to something otherworldly here.
Right.
Oh, Pete, does that mean we can investigate your house now?
No.
Well, now, there's another thing, too, because our team and a lot of teams around us, we will not investigate our team's house. Anybody on our team, we will not investigate their house. That, we allow somebody else, to do it, but not us. What about you guys?
Well, it's interesting. I live in a 150-year-old house. So obviously somebody has passed away in that house. It has a lot of history. We actually did a search where there was probably 20 families in 150 years. And when we were purchasing the house, when we were very young and we were purchasing the house, we've been there 36 years now. The owner said to us as we're leaving, "This house has everything, including ghosts." And my wife looked at me like, "Are you serious? What?" So I have had things happen, strange things happen in my house, but I do not pursue them. So a smoke detector goes off intermittently, and I say, "Okay, stop it," and it stops. Little things happen here and there, and you just say, "Stop it," and it stops. So, is there something there? I'm not gonna know because I'm not gonna pursue it.
Right.
Okay.
So
now we know why Craig is very eager to investigate this house.
Right. What were you saying there, Peter? I'm sorry.
No, I would be the one that would be kicked out of the house instead of the spirits. I awoke something.
Gotcha. Okay, so now we're going to switch it even further. What do you guys think of Bigfoot?
That's Pete's specialty right there. Go ahead, Pete.
I have been doing a lot of research into Bigfoot to the annoyance of some of my friends and family members. I'm really leaning towards the existence of it. I really do believe there might be a conspiracy to hide it's to hide it from the public by the government. That there is something there, that there are just too many people and too many really good stories that are so similar and have the same MO, if you want to say, about Bigfoot. I have never had an experience. I'm trying to psych myself up to be open to it. As I was going to say about the growl, the first growl, that's what I thought. That's what came to my mind when I heard it, because again, it is the Pine Barrens, and there are reports of Bigfoot in the Pine Barrens. Not that is most likely it's an EVP from a spirit, but that we don't know. We have no proof of anything yet.
Right.
Bigfoot, we have proof.
So, when it comes to Bigfoot or comes to UFOs or to ghosts, you see all these videos on YouTube. You've got some people that swear that is the real thing, and what's your thoughts on all that?
There are guys that do video analysis. I watch several of them. So then they'll do the same video and come to different conclusions. But occasionally they all come to the same conclusion, which is they cannot explain that it's a human. It's too big. Its proportions are wrong. That it could not be anything other than possibly a 9-foot person. I lean towards it existing. I really do.
Okay. What about you, Craig?
I lean that way too. I mean, you look at some of this stuff, and I think 9 out of 10 times there's something faked or exaggerated. But it's that 10% that isn't. So what's going on there? What actually is that? So I guess you can call me a skeptical believer. But I think there's something out there overall.
Right. Yeah, I do too. I've seen Bigfoot. That was a long time ago. No, I really did. You're laughing at me. I'm serious. I thought it was a moose trying to get up off the ground. And it was pretty incredible when it finally did get up, thinking it was a bear. But a bear's got a bulbous butt and short legs, long body. This did not. This was big, and it was on 2 feet. And it showed intelligence because it looked towards where the sun was at and put its hand over its forehead to shield its eyes from the sun. So that's intelligence. I really do 100% believe what I seen was Bigfoot, and believe that, it's definitely a real thing. And I believe, just like the Indians, the natives say, is that that they're what do you call that? No, not just, they're ancient, they're part of the culture and stuff, but they also can interdimensional, that they can travel interdimensional. And since, Kim, your team, Squatchers, Kim is on a team called Squatchers. It's an all-female Bigfoot team, the only one in Minnesota, and it's phenomenal. These girls are great. They get out there. One of them always gets stuck where everybody has to dig her out, and she usually loses a shoe and stuff. It's really a great team, and they do great research, and I believe in what they do.
So I have a question, since I am a Bigfooter and I love cryptids. The Jersey Devil. What is your thoughts on the Jersey Devil? I have to ask you, gentlemen, because that's one of my faves. I'm just saying. Okay,
my personal feeling is that it's possibly a misidentified Bigfoot. That's really, people project what they want to see or what they think they saw. But if it was a Bigfoot that was hiding and the shadow was just right, it looks like a horse head, or,
Right.
I don't personally believe there's a flying creature in New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Craig, what are your thoughts?
I'm more of a believer than Pete is, I guess. I mean, too many people have seen it in too many different areas with the same kind of description Going back even over 100 years ago. You know, when the news didn't travel, we didn't have social media back then, so somebody couldn't compare what they saw to somebody else. So all these reports came out saying they saw something very similar to what somebody else saw 50 miles away. So there's no way they can talk stories or share what's going on. So I think there may have been something out there at one time. Does it still exist? You know, I don't know. Everybody's got a camera nowadays on their cell phone. There would be something out there if it was still alive out here.
But it's not Mother Leeds' 13th child.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think then? Now, you had said that, taking a picture with a cell phone. Do you guys, when you're investigating, somebody sends you a picture that's on a cell phone, do you, believe in it? Myself, I used to work for T-Mobile for 11 years, and it's like cell phone pictures are the worst in the world. I mean, nowadays the phones have gotten a little better, but, it's taken quite a long time.
They're significantly better than they were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, but still, it's not. They do not do as sharp or anything as what you'd get off of a camera.
Correct, and the zoom is not there, and depth of field and things. Correct.
Yeah,
but they are tremendously better than my original flip phone camera.
Well, yeah, anything better than that.
Definitely.
So I have a question for Kim. It's Squatch Her. Is that
Squatcher? Yep.
Squatch Her.
Squatchers.
Squatchers. So that's a YouTube channel?
We do have, I think we do have a YouTube channel. I haven't been out in a while, and we are going out. We're supposed to have an expedition pretty soon here, around the 20th, I think it is. So, so I can't wait. Yes, we do go out there. The girls film a lot of stuff, amazing stuff that they have. They even have a lot of structures, and they call the structures squadron. So there's a lot of stuff it's pretty amazing. A lot of native history too, as well.
You had a sighting, Kim?
No, but we have not had a sighting yet. But I think we're very close. I want to say, because we've heard things that we actually felt like rocks throwing and stuff like that. So, yeah, we've had some experience. Jerry's the one that saw the actual Bigfoot, and I mean he wants us to be on. He wants to be on with the girls, but he can't because he's not a girl. So
I know. I was even going to get the change.
I was like, what?
I'm kidding. No, I really do. I like their the way that they formed it. The way I just like everything about it, And I like that Lauren Coleman is the one that I think did the pushing the most when Steph started the team. On getting things together.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay, so we're down to 1 minute left. Now, if somebody wants your help in South Jersey or around Jersey and everything else, how would they get a hold of you?
Facebook's probably the easiest one. We have a Facebook page, Old Ghost Patrol.
Okay, Old Ghost Patrol. Do you guys have a website set up? Or
we do have a website. Same thing, oldghostpatrol.webs.com, I believe it is. But,
.web.com?
Yeah, .webs.com. Not as active as the Facebook.
Okay, gotcha. And who is the main head of them, of you guys?
I'd probably have to say me. I set up most of the stuff. And I keep the website going, the Facebook page going, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Craig is totally involved and engrossed, but we are a team when we go out. We work very well together.
Absolutely.
Have a lot of fun. It's a fun hobby for us, and I think Craig would like to make it a professional.
Well, that's good. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, thank you very much, guys. We're at the end of the show. I want to thank the troops for listening in. Thanks, Para X. Thank you, Sarge. You are the best. Mwah.
Thank you.
And thanks, everyone. We'll see you all next week when we have Valentina Lomborg Psychic will be with us.
Nice. All right, good night.
Good night,
guys. Thank you.
Thank you.